on. Now, gentlemen, thank you for joining me on Philosophical Friday, Motivation and Travel Channel. We're going to have two different points of view, pro-Trump, against Trump, and we're going to be respectful. It's going to be 5 minutes. Every person's going to have 5 minutes of talking, okay? We're going to be able to see what your point of view is, what the other person's point of view is, and we're gonna start it off. Biden has been chosen as the president-elect, and that according to CNN, that he has won the election. It's according to Donald Trump, it's a contested election.
By Fox, not just CNN.
But according to Donald Trump, he is contesting the election.
Okay. Yeah, but you said only CNN. CNN called it for him, but Fox also did.
Okay. All right. There we go. So here we go. We already have the beginnings, folks. Ladies
and gentlemen,
we have the rumblings. So we're going to continue. And so now we have the vaccine that's supposedly coming out real soon in the next 2 weeks. And that's where we're at. We're looking at the borders are going to be opening up to different countries. We're looking at the stock market rallying up, and this is where we're at. So with that being said, I'd like to, I'm going to go ahead and yield the floor. I'm only gone for 1 minute. I'll go ahead and yield the floor to Mr. Carlton as a special guest, and then I will yield the floor to Michael Kelly as our special guest. And after Carlton has finished his debate. Now, Mr. Carlton, why do you feel Joe Biden is right for America?
Oh, so you're really moving away from the fact that he won, right? You already conceded the fact that he won.
No, I haven't conceded that. I just want to hear your point of view. I want to hear why you want to vote for this communist. I want Why you as a capitalist would want to vote for this communist who's going to take from you and make you pay a higher tax bracket and give to people who haven't worked for it?
See, you guys bring all this misinformation up. You guys, sometimes my mind is boggled by misinformation that's thrown out there. You guys accept it and repeat it all the time. Case for me, all right? And I didn't vote for Biden. I said I'm an independent, all right? I'm an independent. I didn't vote for anyone actually this time around. Zero. Where'd Jose go? That's fine. Okay. Gotcha. That's fine. Okay. Anyway, I've got issue with Biden myself. I do. All right. He's an opportunist. I think he just, did what he had to do to get the black vote and women vote and whatever. He's an opportunist. And he's 78 years old. I think he's almost going to drop dead within the next year.
Right. True.
So, and he put a lot of black folks in jail back then, So I've got issue with Biden. I've got issue with Trump. The problem is, if I was to vote for someone, I would vote for Biden only because it's a vote against Trump. Not a vote for Biden, but a vote against Trump. And the issue is people don't believe it. And a lot of people like Jose that's not familiar with him. I grew up in New York area. I grew up in New Jersey. I lived in New York. I live in Bronx. The guy's a con man, He's always been a con man. And you look at the cases against him, the school that he set up, all this stuff, he's a con man, right? He tried to trick people, He got all this. I wanted to show Jose a website with all the lawsuits, against him, okay? And it's like a cult figure, like a Hitler, more or less. That no matter what your salt figure to me, and with him it's more the moral issues. The fact that, like I said, you missed this. Maybe you heard. If I did vote,
you have 1 minute. You have 1 minute warning.
Oh, you probably heard me. I wouldn't have voted for Biden. I would have voted against Trump. The big difference, right? And it's the moral issues. The lying. The guy has 5,000 lies. Every time he turns around, he lies, and he says the stuff that's a lie, and a lot of Trumpers believe it without even researching to see if it's true or not. I've been to it many times with people that are pro-Trump. They tell me all this stuff about the economy, about the unemployment, all this stuff that he blurts out all the time. The best in history, the best of this, the lowest of this, and always if you do your research. It doesn't take a lot of work to do your research on the internet and do the facts and point them out that he's telling lies. But Trumpers just soak it all up don't even look at the truth. They soak it all up. And that's what he does. And I call him a con man for doing that stuff. You know? Okay, I'm done. Jose, go ahead, man.
Okay.
You know
All right, you're done. All right. I want to hear a retort from Michael Kelly. Michael Kelly, you have the floor for 5 minutes. Go ahead, sir.
All right. So I just find it very interesting. It seems like those, you know, on the left, they're some of the biggest hypocrites I've ever come across. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. You know, they bring up a moral argument, yet they vote for things like partial birth abortion or Planned Parenthood, which was founded by a very evil woman that wanted to exterminate the Negro race. And she's managed through her organization to kill, I believe it's about 17 million blacks to date since 1973. And you know, and they're still murdering blacks in the womb and regulating the population. And, you know, you talk about, you know, policies, you know, every Trump supporter that I know votes for policies. Nobody's following Trump blindly. They're conservatives. And to be a conservative means that you're a Christian and you believe in God's moral law. You believe that the King of Heaven is the one who we have to give an account to, not to government. And, you know, for me, you know, I support Trump. I like Trump a lot because he's a straight shooter. He speaks his mind. And the globalists who are pushing the New World Order hate Trump because Trump is a nationalist. And they demonize his supporters and call them Nazis and racists, but not one of them can say, what has Trump done? What policy has he implemented that would hurt a certain group of people? How was it the First Step Act? You know, where he let out a whole bunch of blacks who were out of prison, who were, you know, held because of Joe Biden's 94 crime bill, where they were locked up for years over weed and little minor offenses? Or was it the opportunity zones where he put in billions of dollars into inner cities? What did he do that was racist? If he did anything racist, if he was a racist, he would be the worst racist of all time. So the thing about it is, it's important not only to preach, but to practice what you preach. You know, have you done research? How much time have you spent with Trump supporters to really understand their perspective? Trump supporters vote because of love, not because of hate. Nobody's voting for Trump because they hate Biden. That would be stupid. We vote for Trump because we believe in the policies that he's implementing. Low taxes works well for even the person that doesn't make $400,000. When taxes are low, the billion-dollar companies that we work for and the $100 million companies that we work for and the small business that we work for are able to supply more jobs. And Trump is for bringing jobs in America, which he implemented policies that did just that. Manufacturing jobs started to grow. I mean, he's done a lot. He kept his promises. He's a doer. He's not just a talker. He's one of the hardest working presidents we've ever seen. And the media hates him once again because they're pushing the globalist communist agenda, which is one world government. And Fox News is a trash outlet as well. So it's garbage just as much as CNN, with the exception of maybe Tucker Carlson and Hannity and maybe Laura Ingraham. But the rest of them are all liberals. And so they're pushing the same agenda, and people don't realize that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they're just pawns, man. And they're just pushing the globalist agenda. And the globalist agenda is to have one world government and to have everyone, destroy small businesses in America.
1 minute.
And force America to submit to the same policies that China has. And what that does, that makes organizations like Amazon extremely rich. Like, for example, the COVID, all the lockdowns made Amazon $70 billion. I don't know the number for Google, but Facebook, Twitter, all these online tech companies made a ton of money. So Trump hurts their pockets. That's the reason why they hate him, because he's fighting for nationalism and he's working against their financial interests. He put up those tariffs against China, which strengthened America. That is a problem for a globalist. And that's what we're fighting about. Racism is garbage. There's only good and evil. And I'll just end it with that.
Okay, so your point of view is what policy, what till Carlton comes back, but basically, so so I understand, what policy did Trump put out that is actually racist? That's what,
Right.
that's what you're asking for Mr. Carlton to respond. And then also, you're not voting based on race, you're voting based on policy, and that in several other points. Carlton, I'll let you respond.
As you know, I'm an independent. I'm not a left and I'm not a right and all that crap. I don't vote for left or right. I voted for Republicans before. I'm not left or right. I think that's all crap, left and right stuff, okay? And some people just get carried away with this. I'm a right. That just blows my mind anyway. But they say he's not a racist and all this stuff. And he's done some good policies. I'm not saying that, Like I said, the issue I have is the moral issue, correct? With him, with the lying. Why does he lie so much? I don't know. What purpose does it serve? I have no idea what purpose by lying constantly, look in your face and just lie to you, and then people accept it. I just don't have an issue with that. So that's what I'm saying, okay?
Can I ask the question?
And the fact that when you say, let me finish my minute,
Okay.
to say that he's not a racist, look at, I have issues with like Biden did. Like I said, I try to be fair on both sides, unlike a lot of the left and right that push one side agenda on the other way. I grew up in New York City area. I saw what he did when he wanted to execute those 5 innocent black kids, okay? I saw the cases on file. You can look at the case on file where he wanted to not even allow black folks in his apartments back then. That's all, it's right there, it's on file. They sent testers there. He wanted no black people in his apartment. I'm not making this stuff up. And he finally agreed to a settlement and paid some money for that. He has a history, okay? And it's not like he's a 75-year-old white man that grew up in that area. So I'm not saying that's just the way he is, okay? That's why I told you before, I wanted more younger people out there going for president, these issues, not for these positions in government, not these older people that are, born way back then that had these certain way they were brought up, whether it's Biden or it's Trump and so forth, that they're 78 years old, 80 years old. No, bring some new faces and younger faces in. It's like my issue with them, is just the moral issue, and that's mine. And I don't want to talk about abortion. Abortion is a personal issue. You shouldn't tell me as a woman, you can't tell another woman what to do with her body. It's a moral issue. It's their own body. It's their own, they have to take care of the kid if the kid's born. You're not going to do that.
The minute is up. Can I respond?
Go respond.
Okay. So the question was, what policy has Trump implemented that's racist? What policy?
He's told the what you call him. Anyway, I said he's done some good policies. Okay. I'm not against him. Like I said, I'm not against some of the stuff he's done. All right. I made that clear already. All right. All right. I've got a problem.
I can tell you what policies Joe Biden implemented that are racist.
Trump is not, here we go again. He's got all kind of issues.
I know
Hey,
Joe Biden.
Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. He's asking, Mr. Michael is asking a legitimate question. You've said time and again that Trump is racist. I'm just saying that he's asking a legitimate question.
And I've told you some of the issues. What do you think he's done? When I grew up with Trump and
That's called speculation. That's speculation. First of all,
what's speculation?
Those guys in New York, those guys in New York were guilty. They did rape that girl. So he was saying they were guilty. Okay, they were gang members. Okay, and it didn't matter if they were. It didn't matter if they were white. It doesn't matter if they were Hispanic. What he said was, if they did it, they deserved the death penalty. That's all he said. I would have said the same thing.
They never say if they did it. No,
I would have said the same thing. He doesn't know. Listen.
He didn't say if they did it.
He doesn't know.
All right. Let's agree to disagree on the incident.
Yeah, he didn't say if they did it.
Okay,
let's.
He wouldn't have
said if there were white kids, he wouldn't have said that. Give me a break.
Why?
All right,
How do
all
you
right.
know?
So wait, hold on. Let me
And
make
they
sure I
weren't
understand.
proven.
Make
They
sure I
weren't proven
understand.
guilty.
Okay, time out.
It was thrown out by the court because they weren't guilty. But we can move on.
Okay. So your contention, your explanation, your answer to his question, what policies that he has done is racist, is that he had told these guys that have raped this girl that they should die. Is that what
They
you're?
weren't. The proof they were innocent.
So
They
you're
were innocent by the court.
so
You
that
keep
when
saying
did
they're
it happen?
guilty.
Like 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
But
it was 40 years ago.
We're talking about him as a president elect. What has he done? So if you don't want to answer, it's okay. You don't have to answer it. This is why we're here. We're here to learn your point of view.
He's trying to reverse everything that Obama did on purpose, right?
He's trying to reverse. Okay, so
Affordable Care Act. Okay.
So all right, here you're going to answer the question of policies. We'll go.
There's no reason to
answer that question.
There's no reason to reverse the Affordable Care Act if it's going to take care of 12 million people without insurance. He's doing it strictly to reverse what Obama did. That's all he's doing it for. So
he's
it helps a
racist
ton
for
of
that?
people. He has no policy in place to replace it. Okay, nothing in place. He keeps saying that, bringing all these books. He hasn't showed us anything to replace
So
it.
that means that he's racist because he doesn't agree with Obama? So anybody that doesn't agree with Obama's policies.
I didn't say that, but he's trying to reverse that just because Obama put it in place. That's all he's doing.
But Obama was the worst president we've ever had.
Well, let's move on then. All right. Okay. Sounds good. Let's move on.
But let's
All
talk about a woman's body. Let's talk about a woman's body, okay? Because you did bring that up. I want to ask you a question. So are you your mother?
We want to know about what's going on with this election fraud. You don't feel that this is fraud, right, Carlton? Is that? We want to know what you think about that.
If there's fraud, like I said, I try to be down the middle, and you know I've always done that. Try to be independent. If there's fraud, show it to us so I can see it. Okay? Just saying, oh, there's all this fraud. You have to prove there's fraud. You can't just put it out and say there's fraud.
So you don't think that all of a sudden, like in the middle of the night, like after the votes was stopped, 800,000 that were absentee ballots, all for Joe Biden. You don't think that's a coincidence, or what do you think?
Here you go again. You can say all the stuff you want. I can have an explanation, but the bottom line is this: show the fraud.
They showed the fraud.
Bring it to court and show the judges the fraud.
They did.
They did not.
Yes, they did. I watched the hearing. I watched it with my own eyes, and I heard what happened.
Okay.
The problem is, if you watch CNN,
Can you explain
if you
that?
watch CNN, if you watch MSNBC, you're not going to get real news. They
I
are.
watch Fox. I watch Fox too.
They're
And
propaganda. Even
so
Fox.
unless the network is for you, then it's crashed.
No. Even Fox. You have to understand. It's like before, to be a reporter, right? You don't give an opinion. You just tell what happened. Like, for example, if I'm a reporter and I see propaganda, it's no longer news. Whenever they try to tell you what to think, for example, the election cannot be called by the media. It has to be certified by the states. This is a fact.
It was.
Fact.
It was.
Oh my goodness. It has not been certified by all the states.
Let him finish.
It has not been certified by all the states. That is 100% the truth. Okay? And a communist is the most immoral person that you're going to find, because the communist sets themselves up as God, and they determine what's right and what's wrong. And they don't believe in God. Communist is basically an atheist. And he says, I'm God, and whoever has power calls the shots. So a liberal is someone who thinks because of their position, they have power. And because someone else doesn't have their position, they can rule over them. And that's what we're seeing in government. And that's what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris
conservative
are.
to me. It's not conservative to me, but go ahead.
Okay, all right, hold on, Carlton. You want to respond to what he just said? I'll give you a chance to respond to
It
what
sounds like a conservative to me.
Hold on one second. Let me just say something. The only thing that I'm asking is, because we're running out of time on the Zoom meeting. I guess it's a limit of 40 minutes. But the only thing I'm asking is that you would go ahead and answer his original question. What policy has Trump done as president, even before president, has done that is racist? And he did ask a legitimate question, and quite frankly, you didn't answer it. I mean, I'm being objective here. I'm trying to take your point of view, but all you could come up with me, let's say, is just say something that happened like 40 years ago, and he already said that, hey, he said these guys should die if they committed a crime, which sounds like something Trump would say. You know, so I mean,
Say that too.
we would love to hear your answer, to hear your point of view. We want to hear your point of view. That's why we brought you on the show.
Look, bottom line, I told you, I don't like the guy at all because of some moral issues, okay? Because he lies so much, okay? We can go to policy later on, but I just don't like the guy because of who he is, all right?
All right, so he's not a racist. He's not a racist. You don't like
he's
him because of who he is. Okay.
He's done a lot of stuff that when a person gets I told you before, as a friend, if I talk to you, every time I talk to you, I lie to you, you would have no respect for me and you would not be friends. If every time I talk to you, Jose, I lie to you every second, would you like that? And that's what turns a lot of people off.
Right. Okay, so the answer, you couldn't answer his question. You just, your answer is you don't like Trump just because you feel that he's a liar. That's your point of view.
I don't feel like he is. Every time he opens his mouth, he says a lie.
It is your point of view. It is your point of view. You believe that he's a liar. It's your opinion. You have a right to.
It's not opinion, it's fact. It's fact.
Okay. All right. How is it fact?
Wow.
We can go through a lot of things he says. I'll prove it to you by looking up the statistics. I showed it to you already. When he says he has the best unemployment, he has the best economy, all this stuff, goes up there and it's not true, he's saying. And all you gotta do is do your research and see he's not telling the truth. Okay? I can go through when he talks.
Let me ask you
they document like 5,000 lies that he says.
Has black unemployment?
What's that?
Has black unemployment improved under Trump?
How you go again? A rising tide raises.
A
rising tide raises all ships.
That's a yes or no question.
No. It's unemployment itself is down because it's so simple. It's amazing. That's why I can't go into some of the conversation with some people.
It's really
when unemployment is down for everybody, it's going to include blacks. What are you talking about?
It's really difficult to have an objective opinion if you're angry and emotional about. I'm not angry. Maybe I talk loud, but I'm not angry at all. No. But you said you don't like Trump, so that means that you despise. You know the way you say as though you despise him. I tell you right now, I love Joe Biden. I just don't agree with what he does, and I don't agree with his policies. I love Kamala Harris. I don't agree with her policies. Her policies are extremely evil. Any person that wants to make a moral argument with me, but yet supports abortion, is the biggest hypocrite you're going to find.
That argument doesn't make any sense to me. Sorry.
It does make a lot of sense.
That's your body. You affected somebody else's body, but.
All right. Well,
so she's affecting someone else's body, the baby.
That's her body.
Hold on. I got timeout, guys. Timeout. So we're gonna wrap up here. We're gonna wrap up here because we're not gonna talk. This is not an abortion issue. We're talking about politics, strictly politics. And there's some things that Carlton, that Mike had a valid, legitimate points, and we'd love to hear you. We're going to go ahead and give you the floor, Carlton, to wrap up. Then I'm going to let Mike go ahead and wrap it up. And then I'm going to wrap it up. We're going to close out this meeting. It was appreciate your time. Well, thank you guys for coming on, being a part of this. This is great. I'm trying to see your logic, Carlton. I'm trying to see your point of view. Why is Joe Biden right for America, and as opposed to Donald J. Trump? And why do you feel this election was fair? So I don't know. And Mike, his question is, what right does a woman have to get an abortion and kill an unborn child? That's Mike's question. Is that correct, Mike? Did you have anything else you wanted to ask him?
No. Well, that's pretty much it.
Okay, Carlton, I'm going to unmute you and let you go ahead and have the final. Go ahead.
Like I said before, if you show me proof of fraud, I will be the first to apologize to you. Like I said, okay? And I'm trying to be fair about it. I'm not saying there's no fraud. I'm not saying there is fraud. Show me proof of fraud. And if there's so much proof being presented to the judges, I guess all these judges, there must be all Democratic judges. And I showed you this morning that the three court judges under the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, regional court, were Republican judges. So you can't say all the judges that are voting against him or all Democratic judges. And maybe all the judges, Republican judges, hate him too. I don't know. If you present evidence to court that there's fraud, they're gonna do some investigation, but he's presenting no evidence.
All right.
Because they know that you can't lie to the judge. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Why is it being done? Explain to me why it's being done. I don't know why it's being
Okay,
done.
so Mike's contest.
Wait, let me finish. Show me the fraud. Show it to the court,
That. I got it. Yeah.
and we're good.
All right. So Michael's contest, and his point of view is that you're watching the wrong news. That is being shown in the courts, and you're not getting the information because that information is being oppressed. That is what he said. Is that correct, Mike? Do you have something you want to add?
Okay. And why the judge not ruling in the favor? I'm not sure
So,
about that.
all right, well, hold on. I will say this. I do agree with you. I will agree on you on this issue. If there is evidence of fraud, it should be brought forth and it should be presented to evidence. However, don't you think, I know you're a smart man, don't you think this? Think about this. Don't you think if this was no proof at all, none of these cases would go absolutely anywhere? They're talking about a case in Philadelphia.
It's 1 in 35. It's 1 in 35. 1 win and 35 losses.
Okay, so obviously there must have been some proof at some point. So something.
No, there's speculation. Because people voted by mail.
All of that is speculation.
They're all, wait a minute, because they voted by mail, automatically they're all, it's an issue with that. We have no proof, but there's an issue because I think there's an issue and because I lost.
Why do you keep saying we have no proof? Why don't you say I am not aware of the proof? Because I'm telling you, I've watched the hearing. I literally.
Why is he 1 in 35? You can't explain to me why is he 1 in 35 in the judges? Explain to me.
Let him respond. Let him respond to that.
Why is he 1 in 35?
Let him respond.
Before you ask me a question, can I finish my statement? All right. So what I heard with my own ears, and they presented to court before judges in Pennsylvania, Joe Biden had a spike in a span of 90, close to 1 million votes in PA, and then they shut down the election. Most of the fraud was done with Dominion software. Dominion software, they found, Dominion software gave Joe Biden, you're independent though, right? I'm trying to give you the other side, but you're an independent, and I can't even get out my statement when you're shaking your head. Anyway, Dominion software gave Joe Biden close to 700,000 votes. He had a spike, 2 spikes, one spike of 330,000 votes, another spike of 450,000 votes in a span of 90 minutes. The biggest spike Trump got out of those votes was 3,200. Does that sound right to you? When Trump was leading in the state by a significant margin? And it didn't just happen there. They have proof of, it's so much fraud that it's absolutely ridiculous. And you have to stop and think, you're a logical being, okay? You mean to tell me Joe Biden, who couldn't even get a crowd of 100 people, got more votes than Obama? Are you kidding me? He got way more votes than Obama?
Yeah.
And he couldn't even get a crowd of 100 people.
Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way. All right, look, that's it. Wrap it up. Hey, Mike, you have a good argument.
Wait, give me a second.
I'll give you 30 seconds.
Software
I'll
argument.
give you 30 seconds. Wait, hold on. I'll give you 30 seconds to respond to that. But here's the thing, man. I'm telling you, he had a good, solid point, man. You think that Joe Biden got more votes than Obama? Come on, man. You're a logical man. You got to be objective with that. I know you don't like Trump, and we get it. I know you don't like. I know you hate the guy. I know he makes your blood boil, and I know you think he's a racist, even though you couldn't give us. But come on. I'll give you the last 30 seconds.
I have to laugh a little bit, but the Dominion software thing, that lady named Powell, whatever her name is, has floated so many crazy theories that she can't prove, okay?
Why is it crazy?
Because they said that she has not been able to prove. That Dominion software thing has not been proven. It's thrown out there. It's not been proven. If it was proven, we would have brought it in front of a judge. You're saying that the judges now were all just not doing their job. Okay, that's what you're saying. It doesn't make any sense to me to say the judges are getting this proof. Jose, does that make sense? You're a police officer. You tell me the judges are getting this proof that the Dominion software switched 700,000 votes, but the judge says, "Well, I don't care about it. I don't." There's no proof. That's the speculation people are throwing out there. Trump fired her because she was doing so much, taking so much crap.
That's it. That's
He
30
fired
seconds.
her.
Your 30 seconds is done. All right. So listen, he did answer your question. Even though you didn't answer his, he did answer your question. And he said the reason why you're not getting that information is because you're not going to get it from CNN. You're not going to get it from Fox News. So
The courts, the judges, the courts. There's the courts.
He did answer your questions as far as, well, you have to look at what's going to happen in the courts.
Right.
And but wait, let me just
Why do we have courts?
Let me
Why do we
wrap
have courts? Why do we have courts?
You feel that you know that the Joe Biden really went ahead and got all those votes legally. He got more votes than Obama did. You know how I voted for Obama. I like Obama. He was so charismatic.
Yeah.
That, like when Bush was so bad and Bush was so horrible. I mean, everybody was voting, but people didn't care if he was. But people there, none of that black. And our next topic is going to be talking about racism in America. Racism. Does racism exist? We're going to talk about that because I know there's a sensitive topic, and I know I'm not allowed to say anything. Right? I have been told. I've been scolded by Carlton not to say anything because I'm not black and I wouldn't understand. So I get it. So, Michael, I would like to invite you guys for Philosophical Friday, next Friday. Carlton, Michael, did you guys have fun? Did you enjoy it?
It was fun.
We can't hear
He's on
Carlton.
mute. Carlton's on mute.
I'm always up for good discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
I don't have these discussions very often because, like I said, I have a degree in philosophy from Rutgers University. I used to get in these discussions about religion and various things, and I actually lost a lot of friends because I stopped having discussions about stuff because people can't take it.
Well, we can
They get
take
very
it.
upset.
Are you
I can
offended?
take it.
Are you still gonna be my friend even though we don't agree politically?
I don't see it's this thing. I get excited, but I'm not offended.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Because I can do this all day. I don't get offended. I'm gonna have a
But
drink with
you
somebody.
you have to understand, man. He asked you some legitimate questions that you were not able to answer. I mean, I'll have to give the score down to give the round to Michael on this one. We're gonna have to give it on. You know, you did get it. You did get a good point. You did get a
But when
good.
you said,
You got a
but when
couple good points because there's a proof. They have to show proof, and they lost 35. If they lost 34 out of 35, that's a problem. You do have a point there. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's not up to us, but we appreciate coming on.
and I told you before, I could be totally wrong. Just show me I'm wrong. If there's proof there, show it to me. Show it to the courts, to the crows, and I'd apologize tomorrow. Apologize to you tomorrow. If it's proof and
I'll
it's
send you. I'll send you.
We want a yes or we just want. I just want to get one yes or no question. Do you honestly believe that Joe Biden got more votes than Obama? Yes or no?
because there are
Yes
mail-in
or no?
ballots.
Yes, that's all I know.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Because of them. Because of the mail-in ballots.
Okay.
Because of the mail-in ballots.
All right. That's his Mike. That's his opinion. He's got a right to.
I'll send
Prove
the
it.
link
Prove
of the
it.
court hearing. Carlton,
Prove
I'll
it.
send you a link of the actual court hearing so that you can
Would
see
you-
it, hear it for yourself.
Would you want to put your email or your contact information in the chat, Carlton, where he could send that information?
No, not for public. I mean, if you give it to him, it's fine.
Okay.
Give it to him.
All right. I'll send it to him. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Listen, thanks for joining, and we're gonna have philosophical Friday on Motivation and Travel Channel.
Sounds good.
All right,
man.
Carlton. Good to meet you.